I'm the good comments I hear from both sides of the aisle is that we agree there's too much consolidation of industries in this nation. And as I think about that, I think that this body is very responsible, that overregulation leads to consolidations of industry, whether it's healthcare or banking or pharmacy or grocery stores or packing plants. And I think we need to look at the mirror and see how is overregulations impacting the situation that we're in right now. Certainly there's not an issue that I've thought more about and had more phone calls about in the past year or two than this particular issue. I think that capitalism without competition is unfair, and it leads to opportunities for exploitation. Let me say that again. Capitalism without competition is unfair, and it leads to opportunities for exploitation. And many of us here in this room agree what the problem is, but we disagree on how to solve it. I think the solutions are less regulations and improving competition as well. And specifically, as I start thinking about some of the issues regarding the second legislation that we're looking at today, and Mr. Green, I guess I'll ask you, do you lack confidence in the current Packers and Stockyards Division's ability to carry out its duties?
We have a wonderful team. They're working really hard. They're big challenges out there, and we need some reinforcements. We certainly benefit from reinforcements. And one of the tools that a special investigator would offer is sort of a reinforcement toolkit that helps us bridge the range of challenges that go all the way from the investigation and the analysis all the way to be able to
so your actions would suggest that the current Packers and Stockyards ability, that you don't have confidence in it, that you need to expand it.
It's not that I'd lack confidence, is that we've got a lot to do and a lot of complex issues, and we can only do so many things at a given time.
I just got to tell you, it scares me when this government starts throwing more money and forming more committees and what some of the unintended consequences of that's going to be. The current Packers and Stockyards Division has the authority and the charge of investigating competitive matters. Why do you believe establishing an entirely new office within USDA is necessary?
When the Packers and Stockyards Division investigates a case, it then works with our Office of General Counsel to package it. It often has to then work with the Department of Justice to bring these cases. There's some efficiencies to be had by having a new office that, if appropriately resourced, would enable us to work across all of those areas and to bring these cases more effectively and to be able to have the accountability for what the staffing and the resources we have to do that.
Okay. I want to talk about solutions that we're suggesting. One of them is the misnomer product of the USA, and I think maybe you mentioned that. We've offered legislation that would replace that with voluntary labeling, processed in the USA, or raised and processed in the USA, or born, raised, and processed in the USA. I think especially for small packing plants. You know, I grew up, every little city had their own packing plant, and now maybe 1 out of 10 of those cities have a packing plant. We've overregulated them. We allow beef to come in from Brazil with less restrictions on our own packing plants. Preferably going from across state lines is what my big concerns are. I want safe food. Of course we want safe food, but I think there are some ways we can allow those small packing plants to sell across state lines. Do you think that this reusing, getting rid of this product of the USA label and replacing what we're suggesting would be helpful?
We certainly share your concerns about whether a consumer, when he or she walks into the grocery store and sees product of the USA, whether they're getting what they think they're getting. And so we've launched a review. We're in the middle of that. We've got to make sure that we really understand the consumer understanding, the consumer experience, and that we want to understand the economic impacts. But we are committed to making sure we address those concerns to the greatest degree we can.
And again, we're forming committees, we're praying about it. This has been a very easy issue that we could fix that could help consumers. Thank you so much. I yield back.